Setting up routes in RouteStar is very easy. All you have to do is go to Routes and Route Schedule. From here, you can set up unlimited frequencies, set up your routes or trucks, assign the date. You'll notice that the assigned to and the assigned date are the same as the route date and route. The reason for that is if you ever need to sub-assign a route to a different truck, or you're working ahead or behind on a holiday, you can temporarily assign a stop to a different route. You can also do this through route optimization, which we'll cover in a minute. Other benefits on the route schedule is these columns can be drug and reordered. You can also export everything to Excel just by going to Menu and Export to CSV. Other columns on the route schedule that are going to be beneficial to you is you can have unlimited notes. These appear on the mobile. They also can print out if you print route schedules out of your system. You can also suspend stops. So if a customer of yours gets shut down due to COVID, or they're shut down for the holiday, or you want to skip them because they haven't paid you, simply suspend the stop. It'll stay on the route, but it will not display on the mobiles, and it will not print on the route sheets. Other things you can do is you can set preset categories for your route stops. The benefit to this is, say you want to notify by text or email customers that you're pre-calling, or customers that need to place orders online to make sure they get their orders in. You can text or email notify based on category. If you track equipment, say you want to track coolers, or you want to track brewers, or some sort of piece of equipment at a customer or in a break room, you can define the number of machines that are on site. The system also tracks average sales. This is computed based on the delivery schedule. The nice thing about this is you'll know, say for Route 1, what they should be doing in business today. Let's say their average sales comes to $1,000 and the route finishes the day and comes back with $800. Well, you know one of two things happened. One, they didn't service all their stops, or two, they didn't deliver what the average delivery was for every stop on their route. You can also track missed stop reasons. You can put in estimated start times and budgeted on-site time in minutes. The nice thing about this is the budgeted time in minutes will compare that to the actual time they spent on site. All the settings for the route schedule is found under Menu. So from here you can set up your routes. You can also set up your frequencies. And like I said, you can have unlimited frequencies. Under routes, the nice thing about this is you can define your routes to whatever they are. You can also tie a class from QuickBooks to a route. So every invoice that goes into QuickBooks can be assigned to that route and to the sales rep in QuickBooks. You can also define a prefix for every invoice created by that route. So for instance, Route 1 invoice numbers would start with Route R1 and so on and so forth. You don't have to use this, but it's a nice feature to be able to identify what invoice was from what route. RouteStar works with Google for route optimization. There's no limit to the number of stops you can optimize. There's no limit to the number of routes you can optimize. To go to the route mapping, it's all found under routes. I'm going to click on routes. I'm going to go to route mapping. Now from route mapping, I can do a lot of different things. One, I can select one specific route for a specific date or date range and map it. This shows me my route for today, Route 2. It has a route summary of how many stops are to be done today by Route 2, as well as the amount of time it's going to take to do the route. Every route can be color-coded. You can also set the start and end location by day by route. So if you have more than one warehouse, maybe Route 1 is starting at warehouse number 2 on Monday, but starting at warehouse number 1 on Tuesday. That's all customized by user or by route. I can also map all my stops for one day or one date range. So now I'm going to map all my stops. Like I said, they could be color coded. So as you can see, I've got pink stops up in with my red stops. So basically this tells me that I have drivers crisscrossing one another. Now since we tie into Google, we use Google optimization and also all the mapping tools that Google has to offer, such as drawing. I can click the little drawing tool down here and I can drag and drop a box around certain stops like this. And as soon as I close this box, I'm going to be presented with some options. I can reassign permanently or temporarily all these stops to one route. This is great if you have a lot of stops and you want to quadrant off your area. I can look at how my routes are right now and then reassign them based on the most logical methodology with Google. I can reassign them by date. I can also put them on a different crew or route. Now I can also make this temporary or permanent like I said. I can close it and start over if I want. We recommend that you do it temporarily. What that does is it updates the assigned to and assigned date on the route schedule, leaving in the actual route integrity from when you started. Once you get comfortable with the system, then you can make it permanent. To start over, just hit close and start over. I can map by zone, by frequency, even by zip code or postal code. I can include real-time driving data as well, since it's live with Google. I'm going to map one route again. And now I'm going to optimize this route just by clicking optimize. So this finds the best way of doing it through Google, and it shows you a before and after. So I'm saving quite a bit of time by re-optimizing this route. I cut it in half basically. Now if I scroll down, it shows me what the order was originally and what the new order is. You can also see route notes, so you could tell if you need to be at a certain location in the morning or afternoon or what have you. Up here on the upper right hand corner, this is where you can go to colors and locations settings. From here I can click on a route and set up colors and starting and ending locations by driver by day. I can also customize the color for that driver for one specific day. So you have a lot of features in here that really make it easy to optimize routes and also be more efficient with your drivers. So from the dashboard in RouteStar, remember you have real-time statistics for where your routes are in the day. As you can see, Route 3 is 50% done with their day. Route 2 is only 10% done with their day. Service Map shows you where your routes are for the day. Under routes, I can also do things like map distance for a new route stop. You also have cancellations. Cancellations is great because if you pull someone off the route schedule, RouteStar assumes that they've canceled. You can track cancellations by date, by last 30 days, kind of like an aging. You can also see what kind of revenue lost that impact has on your company. You can also track top 10 reasons for cancellations, and if they go with a competitor of yours, you can track why. Now the nice thing about this also is you might have a problem with one of your drivers. This tracks it by route. So you'll notice by route if there's an issue with one of your drivers or not. This goes to the net customer acquisition that RouteStar tracks, which means customers that you've added less customers that you've lost equals your net customer acquisition, and that is one indicator of whether you're growing or not with your company. If I go to routes, I can also map distance for a new route stop. The nice thing about this is all you have to do is select a customer. I will pull somebody up here in a certain area and hit get distance. This looks at your route schedule by route, by day, complete distance from this location to give you an idea of the best route and best day to put this customer on. So as you can see here, I'm going to be, I've got a quarterly stop in May. I also have a weekly stop due on Christmas for Route 2. I'm 1.96 miles away from this customer. If I want to put this customer on this route, all I have to do is hit the before or after buttons, and now the customer I selected at the top will appear on the route schedule. Another feature that with RouteStar that a lot of customers like is the ability to auto-generate invoices for a route. So if I go to menu, I can go to auto-generate. Under auto-generate, I can do a couple things. I can generate based on date range. I can generate stops for one route. I can also select a customer to generate an invoice for. And I can load items from customer-specific pricing based on department or frequency. So this means each customer can have a different price for everything that you sell, and I can base what appears on those invoices based on this criteria. Please note though, if you have our express order system and a customer places an order online, this will not create a duplicate invoice, so you don't have to worry about duplication of invoices. This also gives the ability for the driver to save time on site by having the invoice more or less prepared for them. All they need to do is update quantities on that invoice, get a signature, maybe get a payment, email the invoice right from their handheld, and complete the invoice in the field. So I'm going to generate invoices. This will generate invoices and it will not double up. So if someone in your company generates invoices for say 1220 and then you come along and try to do it as well, it will not double up the invoices. It will, however, create an invoice if there was a route change. So you've added a stop for 1220 as an example that happened after you auto-generated the first time. Well, you can auto-generate again and it will only notice that one stop that has been added and create an invoice for that driver.